Hey guys, Mark Allen, BHSpringSolutions LLC and BHSpringSolutions.com, and I have a couple of tools here that I want to tell you about, and there's some history behind this, and that's the reason why we wanted to show it to you. And then we're going to show you the practical application for this. These are high power barrel gauge go and no-go gauges. These were designed, invented by the same inventor who finished the high power pistol, which was Dieudonné Save, and he was from Belgium. And when he left Belgium, when the Germans took over the FN plant in Urstal, Belgium, he took off and went to Britain. And when he was in Britain, he blueprinted another high power pistol for Britain and another high power pistol for Canada, for Inglis. And in the course of that, he also designed some armorer's tools. And this is one of his designs of armorer's tools. It's the go and no-go gauges. And what these were used for was by the armorers in the British Army with their high power pistols. And I want to show you just real quickly as an example. This is an old surplus Mark II high power barrel, and the go gauge, you see, slips into the bore and with ease, actually a little bit too much ease in this case. The no-go gauge, if this one slips through, and it does get past the crown and into the bore just a little bit, at the point where this one would go through, and it actually slips past the chamber area into the bore quite a good ways, more than on a new barrel. This is what we call the no-go gauge. If this one slips through, the barrel is deemed to be beyond its useful life and it needs to be replaced. So these are the actually BHSpringSolutions manufactured these. We don't have any plans right now to offer these as a product because, quite frankly, these are a very high precision kind of manufacturing process that goes into these, because they are extremely precise. But what we are doing today is we are offering in our service center, we are offering barrel gauging and confirmation that, for as an example, your surplus pistols. This barrel is out of a Mark II high power surplus, and this is the one that I just showed you. The no-go gauge is starting to get into the bore of that one. This barrel is out of my own personal carry high power, which I've now replaced the barrel in it with a BHSpringSolutions advanced elite barrel. And this one has got about 28,000 rounds through it, and we learned some things as we go. That's the no-go gauge. The go gauge, sorry, the go gauge slides right on through. It actually doesn't have too tight of a fit anymore. You can hear it kind of rattle it a little bit in the bore area. So after 28,000 rounds, this one also kind of gets into the bore area as well. So this is kind of some of the things that we're learning. But in our service center, one of the things, if you have a surplus high power, as an example, where this becomes applicable is if you have a surplus high power, we're going to go ahead and gauge your barrel and confirm, is it still fit for service? Possibly, is it not fit for service? A lot of these surplus high powers, this is a barrel out of a FN aluminum framed high power pistol, and the go gauge is very well, it go ahead and falls right on through very easily. This pistol has it's had a life so far. It's been around the block a time or two, and when we put the no-go gauge, it does, yes, get into the bore a little bit. It doesn't pass through. Doesn't pass through on this end, although it's on the way, but still fit for service. One of the things that we notice on the higher round count barrels is the crown area starts to look, it takes on this jagged look like the edges of the rifling. The function of your crown is to smooth out those edges of the rifling that you see at the end of the barrel. When the bullet is released by the barrel at the crown area, if you do not have a good crown intact all the way around the opening, it will tend to start chipping. And when it starts chipping, then you start having irregular release of the bullet out of the barrel. The BHSpringSolutions advanced barrels, the standard crown and the 11-degree crown version, you can see just how beautiful all the way around the crown work is on these barrels, and you don't find jagged edges and things like that like you do out of the high round count barrels. And that's one of the advantages of replacing a barrel in a high power pistol, is you do get that highly refined release of the bullet from the crown. But this is an added service that we find it to be interesting. We use these gauges that were developed or designed by the man who finished the high power pistol originally, and we slide these into our own barrels, and it's just an incredibly good fit. And you hear just a little bit of contact in that relationship, but in other words, it's just perfect with the go gauge, and of course the no-go gauge is not going to go in any of our new barrels, of course. So anyway, we wanted to show that to you. This is a way that we've been able to refine our services in our service department. We're not planning on offering the go and no-go gauges as a retail product, but in our service department, it allows us to further analyze a barrel quickly, exactly the way that the finishing designer of the high power pistol intended for armorers to do it. We're able to do it in our service department. So we wanted to share that with you. Mark Allen, BHSpringSolutions.com.